Hello, today we're going to do another face off. I've got this Gotta. It's not the finest Gotta I've ever had, it's got some homeware, but it's taken a nice edge and they shave great. On the whole anyway, I ain't tested this one yet. And I've got this other razor, another German razor. Hang on, oh, do you want to see the box? You want to see the box? Always want to see the box, don't you guys? Majestic razor. I can't actually find nothing about it at the moment. But if you look at this and this is why I've chose these both together today. And I'm not saying this is so either. I'm just, you know, showing that they are basically identical. I can't see no different. They've even got the same little swipe bit there on the shank. That's called something that I forget. The Majestic's a bit bigger, but I imagine this was the same size when it was in its full fettle. They've even got the same thing stamped on the back that reads the same, apart from the last bit. So it says finest Sheffield steel, forged and a real hollow ground in Germany, and this one says finest Sheffield steel, forged and hollow ground in Solingen, Germany. So this Majestic razor I got from a 1950s travelling barber. I was after his stones, so I bought the lot, and it was a load of barber stuff. And he had some razors. He had two of these Majestics. He had an Ogie. He had a Timor blue steel one. I forget the number on that. I've got another one somewhere. And he had some little French razors as well. And this Majestic's never been shaved with. It was new in the box. It did have a tiny little spotted sort of what you could call, I don't know what you call it because it is rust, but it's almost like that surface rust. So it has pitted it a bit. There is a mark, but you can barely feel it with your nail, and obviously it's miles away from the edge anyway. So, but other than that, it's a new razor. It's a Majestic 61. It's called. Like I said, I can't find nothing about it online, and I've gone on to that is it Archive History, the German site that's tried to collate the cutlers. But it wouldn't surprise me if it led back to these a bit, which Gottas are, is it Graf and Plincher or something like that. Sorry, my German is non-existent and my pronunciation is even worse. But yeah, it's the same razor, man. Well, very, 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 very similar. But anyway, none of that really matters. Let's see how they shave. Get that box out of the way. Excuse me. Right, today I'll be using my Kent brush. It's actually the only brush I've got now. I've kind of sold all the other ones off just because they're not as good as this, so what's the point in keeping it? I do need to find another brush that's smaller than this, and then I can turn it into my little travel kit. That's my intentions. I've got this lovely little travel strop, but it's a little one. Come to me Noz vintage horse hide, genuine horse hide. And do you know what, it come out with, it had some few little like marks on the leather side of it, and it was still wrapped on the linen side. That's super smooth, by the way. Never seen that linen pattern before. It's a different kind, it's almost got like this fuzz to it. And the leather side looked a bit tatty, like it almost looked like it had some bloodstains on it, but I don't think they were. I think it was like a leather dye. Anyway, yesterday I just put a bit of wax on it and give it the old heave ho on the forearm, back of the hand, up and down, up and down. I'll tell you what, it has come out as shiny as and soft as any strop I've ever had. So that's pretty good, that is. And I bought this little Dorco one that I was intending to do the same thing, but I might actually sell that one because that's a proper noz. Because I only need one travel strop, and I end up with about 40 strops if you don't watch out, which I don't want or need. Some more water on the go here, excuse me. It's a really rainy day in Old Blighty today. Grotty winter's day, December. We're having a Christmas party today with a few friends. All the kiddie wigs, so it's going to get noisy. Still got my little cutlet from the FBU. Ooh, I remember that razor for a while now. Oh, and today, hang on. Today I'm shaving with a different soap. I am shaving with the Mr. Geo Thumpers Rose. And I'll tell you what, it's a lovely smell. It lathes up lovely. And this is definitely one of the best smells I've had, frankly. It's nice. It's a nice sort of oldie weldy smell. I imagine my gran, she'd like it. She'd like a bit of rose smell, I think. Ooh, yeah, it loves up well as well, this Geo. Just like the other one actually, a bit. Which is no surprise, is it though? Seeing as the same brand. And I bought them at the same time as well, so you imagine they're within the scope of the same decade we bought. Right, what should we go for? Let's go for the Majestic. So these are Janet edges as well. Pardon me. There'll be a few more Janet edges before I move on to another stone, I think. It's a lovely stone. I will do a little show and tell with it, I think. Somebody on YouTube was saying I'm going to do any different videos. And I will, yeah, eventually I'll do some honing and stuff. That is terribly, terribly smooth. Is it taking hair off? Ooh, like a baby's bum. That truly is as well. That is really smooth. So I've got another Majestic razor, and it was definitely the one that, how can I say that? It's from the 50s, but I think it was the one that the barber was using because it's got, you know, like wear and tear and whatnot. And the reason I bought that lot is because the Belgian Cottacles, he had 3 of them in there. One of them was a decent size, so I wanted that. And there's a convex one as well, like I think I already said on another video. And yeah, you can tell he was sharpening all of his gear with them, because I've checked the striations under my microscope. And that, I'll tell you what, if you wanted a first razor, if you was a, oh, I just shaved over my cut. Oh, forgot it. Lucky, that was. Lucky I won't go any other way, otherwise I'd have winced. Yeah, so these gutters, I always say, like, some people will message me on eBay and they say, like, you know, what do you think is a good razor to start with? That is super smooth, that is. Very impressed. Very impressed with these Janet edges as well. I don't know whether it's the edge or the blade or the geometry, or the grind, the metal, the temper, the hardening, who knows. But anyway, that's a good one, man. Good razor. What was I saying? Yeah, and if I've ever got any gutters that are either on my eBay page ready to be sold, or I've got something on the back burner in my box, I always say to them, I can get that one ready for you and give you it a whirl. Because if you get the blade right and everything, the steel's still okay, they're nearly always a good shave, a comfortable shave at that as well. Like they definitely nailed that, like, super fine edge. And this Majestic has got the same edge, so it's got a slight belly. It's like I said, they're almost the same razor, man. Very good, very good. It's another razor, ready for the wild. So let's have a go at the gutter. Let's just hope it's okay after bigging it up. So again, this one's got a lot more homeware than, oh yes, I'd say that's nearly as smooth as the Majestic, but not as. A lovely shave. Yeah, it's not the prettiest gutter I've ever had. All of its gold wash is pretty much gone. It was gone before I got it. As I normally do with all my razors, they've only had just a good old hand polish by a couple of different pastes and whatnot. But yeah, it's still in fine shape. Metal's all good. It's got a bit of pitting towards the end there. You know, if you wanted to get that out with a bit more sandpaper work, and well, I say a bit more sandpaper work, you'd be more than welcome to, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? If you didn't want to put any deep scratches on it, you can just start off at sort of 1800, 2000. Sometimes I start, like if I need to do a little bit of sand, and I start out like 2500, bit of WD-40 helps. Sometimes I even put like a bit of auto style polish on it as well, speeds it up a bit, adds a bit more bite to it. But yeah, it's another good razor bar I got. The only dodgy shave I ever had, and I'm sure I've said it on other videos, is one of the first gutters I ever had, and it was one of the wider ones. It was I think it was in between 6/8 and 7/8, so it was quite a big gutter, and I didn't know they went up that size. It was a tiny bit bitey, but once I'd put it back on the stones and had a little look at it, he then gave me a really good shave. So it was actually just my honing that was the problem in that case, which is sometimes the case, you know. You never know until you put blade to face. I had a lovely surprise the other day, so, well, I'm not going to say idol because that's probably a bit much, but one of the dudes on YouTube that I really kind of admire his output, and just as a human, man, he seems like a good dude. It's a shame he lives in South Africa, man. I wouldn't mind hooking up with the dude. Jacques from South Africa. He always comes out with what I could call good advice, to the point. He don't seem like he likes too much guff. And just frankly, all of his advice is down to earth stuff, which I think is what people need, you know what I mean? Especially with shaving, it don't need to be, you know, I prescribe to the, you know, keep it simple, stupid philosophy. I don't change things around too much. If I find something I like it. I do like trying other things, I must say, but it's like my soap, so normally I just stick with one soap until it's nearly done. It's like, you know, I've got one brush. I did have like 4 brushes about a month ago, but, you know, nothing beats it, so what's the point? Well, don't get me wrong, I still try brushes if they come my way and whatnot. Yeah, but anyway, so he commented on one of my videos, and I didn't actually realise, because I had it all sort of like on hold, because like I've said before, I didn't want to turn it into a shit shower of comments. Abuse. No. Online abuse. I didn't want to be online abused. But he commented, man. It's a proud moment. Because he's the one that, I'm not going to say forced me to, but made me go, right, as much as I can't stand looking at myself, I can't even stand looking at myself, watching myself on this little pockety screen. But I've got over it now. Like, I don't re-watch my videos, don't edit them. You know, so if there's any mistakes, just tell me and I'll sort it out. But he was the one. Watching him, I thought, right, he's putting videos out there, let's do it, man. Let's just do it. And the way I rationalised it was, if I get one person shaving, especially if it's a young buck, early in their shave journey, well, it's worthwhile. Because I don't like seeing myself on screen. I don't like hearing myself. I come from a generation, I didn't get a mobile phone till I was 21, you see, so my narcissism tendencies are probably what you can call quite low compared to some people today who love pouting and all that weirdness. Right, let's find that cut, because I do not want to go that way. There we go. It still feels a bit sensitive. That was a little nick, but I tell you, it was pretty deep. Don't mess with razors, man. That's a really fine shave. Majestic. That's even got my bit here that, you know, is my rough bit that even the most straightest of sharpest razors don't sometimes kind of do the best on. I think we've all got that as men, and I think that is the spot in it, that a lot of men got it, I think, from talking to my mates and stuff. Most of my mates don't wear shave though. Yeah, it's good. Just need to wet it up a bit. The old slide's gone a bit. Cool, it's good lava though. Better, I think that's better lava than my lines. Lay it flat whenever you start, you know, and you're unsure your angle. Because when I look this way to my left, frankly, I'm right-handed, right? My left side, my whole body just seems to not work right. And I think that's the case, because neurologically, you know, I've spent too much time on my right hand than my left. So even looking that way seems like more bother than looking that way. Neuroscience. But yeah, if you're unsure, just lay it flat and find your angle. You know, everybody's got a slightly different angle, slightly different razors, feel different. You find yourself. I've sold 2 more razors this week. Sold one to a fellow in Australia who was looking for a crown and sword, so he bought one of them from me, and they're always good razors he earns. And some UK based fellow, and he sent me a message saying, because I said, you know, you have good shaves of it and whatnot, you know, you need any help in the future looking after it, just say, we can sort something out. Hope you get on well and whatnot. And he messaged me back saying, yeah, I'm kind of new to this, and he said he bought one of them, freaking, it shames me that these are even allowed. He bought one of them Damascus steel, you know, like kind of sets. And it's just like, fuck, yeah, I just can't believe people, well, are selling them. It's not the people buying them, you know what I mean? If you get told it's a straight razor, you think it's a straight razor, don't you? But let me tell you now something, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen possibly. They are not straight razors. They are a lump of steel that isn't even Damascus steel. You know, it's probably been laser etched or something. I know they do some etching to get some of that stuff. And lo and behold, you just bought a piece of, well, it might not have even been hardened or tempered. Could have just been a lump of steel that's been etched or whatever, acided, you know. It's a spot actually. Yeah, so the poor fella, like, spent probably not that much because they're cheap as chips, aren't they? But it must be so discouraging, man. Like trying to, because I think it comes with a strop and everything. So you imagine the strops are probably a bit tapped, but hopefully he's lucked into the strop. Because I think nearly anything can be used as a strop if you know how to condition them a bit. Like if you know how to, God, it's lovely lava on this thing. I tell you, it's definitely better than mine. Look at it all. Look. Should I do one of them? Some people like doing them like ice cream things, don't they? I ain't got a clue how you do it, by the way, but we'll give it a go. Alright, let's have a look. Oh yes, boy, oh yes. There we go. Got a frap. No. Yeah, it must be so discouraging though, because you get it all excited, man. Like, it looks pretty, doesn't it? Nice wooden scales, Damascus steel. And then you get it. For one, you can't sharpen it, and then you try and shave with it anyway, just because you're keen. And the knife's not as keen as mustard, is it? No. So anyway, what's he got now? He's got that SS. It's an Ern German razor. It was a good shave. I think that was the one that was damn near shoulderless. It was definitely, it was definitely stabiliserless. Did it have a little tiny shoulder? Can't remember. That's the day I shaved with that HWL. That's another marvellous razor. Oh dear. But anyway, so hopefully he's getting some good shaves now out of it. You know, it's like I always say, if you can just strop to some form of, I'm just playing with my froth now, like some kind of got some form of competence in your stropping, nice and gentle, nice and taut. That's what I always say first, and then you can find your own way after that. But if you start off quite taut and nice and light. And another thing I was reading about the other day to do with stropping. So some people strop with their wrists, they turn their wrists more. But sometimes, what is it? Let me think. Right, so I think when you go that way, you're applying naturally less pressure because it's more of a natural angle. But then when you turn your wrist to come back, when you come back, you can put more sort of unequal pressure on the blade onto your strop. Whereas if you twiddle, hang on, let me get a razor and show you. So you imagine you got your strop, do some palm stropping, you know. So look, hang on. There we go. Were you there? Yep. So I twiddle. Yeah. So if I only had a little, like 2-inch strop, I'd be doing it like this. Look. Doing the X strokes and then come over. Yeah. Like that. I'm a twiddler. And the reason I'm a twiddler is because when I first got my razors, I wanted to hone. I wanted to get sharpening my own razor because they're mine then, my razors. Yeah, so I, from the outset, always honed, and I've always been a sharpener anyway with my knives and everything, and you know, sharp things, love sharp things. And basically this dude was saying if you twiddle the razor instead of use your wrist to manipulate the razor, you're less likely to put weird wear onto the razor. Like, especially, not so much if you just use a leather strop like I generally do, but if you use like strong compounded strops, eventually you'd put like a different kind of wear on it than from your stones basically. So then you've got an abnormality from your stones to your strops, because again, all you want is constants. With razors and knives, constants. Like some people do the convex stones and everything, and you know, which is great by the way. I love it. I love the theory behind it, I think, but I'm not even there. I'm not even doing it, so I can't comment. But the problem is, if somebody that new comes along and sees that and then wants to do it, you're just going to end up confusing yourself. So you start off everything straight. So then when you go to another stone, it's straight. When you go to the other stone, it's straight. Everything's straight. So you've got your constant. So that's the same with your stropping. You see, if you can keep everything constant, you just twiddle it. Somebody says it's like playing thumb war. I was good at thumb war. Got bloody strong thumbs I have. It's because my thumb's connected to a big muscle up here. Anyway, lovely jubbly. That's enough of my nonsense. I hope you're having a good day, innit? Mine's a bit better. I've had a nice rose petal shave, you know, with 2 nice razors. 2 razors that are very similar. Right, let's see what one. Both are quite close. And I'd say the Majestic just pulled it over the gutter, which is quite rare. Both super fine edges. Lovely. So I'll get them restropped, dried, pumped up a bit, give them a little bit more of a polish just to make sure that I've got it to somewhere near as good as I get it with my polish. You know, getting boxed up, photos, and away she goes. Got loads of razors like that, so there's no point me keeping them. Set them back out into the wild. Let's get some more people shaving properly, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, DE razors, brilliant. Straight razors, even better, man. Especially in terms of your experience. Anyway, right, that's my lot. See you later. Have a good day.